Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. First day of August. Will August keep the bull market going? Let's see. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Connor. Good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Patrick. Yes, it is August already. Good morning, Sterling. Morning options 22. Merc up slightly. Did you see Caterpillar? Caterpillar breaking. It could be breaking out. Hey, Andrea, welcome. For the life of me, can't remember the website to see the Fed moves on interest rates. You mean the one with the? Are you talking about the Fed Watch one? It's CME Group. Just look up CME Fed Watch. Uh, that's what I use personally. Yeah, Pfizer was flat. Missing on revenue. That was surprising what their miss on revenue. Revenue, by the way, is more important for me to watch than earnings because you can game earnings so much, but you can't game revenue. You either brought the money in or you didn't. Good morning, PMG. Good morning, Tony. Looks like everybody's filtering in. Where's Coco? We need Coco to say we're going to new highs. Come on, we got to get the cocoa market going. It's paused. You're welcome, Andrea. All right. The market has paused. What is this? It's not going up. It's pulling back actually for a day. We just had Redbook come out. Point one, it's actually bounced out of negative territory. The first time out of negative territory in 3 months, but not much of a bounce, but at least out of negative territory. S&P manufacturing PMI 15 minutes after the cash open. The more important one, larger firms ISM manufacturing PMI still expected to be in contraction, but a slight bounce. That count coming out at 9. Also, the jobs openings from JOLTS and the jobs quits. Jobs openings are forecast to be lower than previous. Also, do pay attention if you're looking at the numbers at the manufacturing prices. They're expected to roughly bounce a little, but so just keep an eye on that to see how that's faring with inflation. Then what do we have? 9:30. We have the Dallas Fed Services and Dallas Fed Services Index, and then that's pretty much quiet besides the API crude oil numbers at 3:30 Central. So far today, you see pretty red across the board. There's not much green. There's Caterpillar up nearly 200 basis points going into the open. We'll see if that can hold. But everything else, first day of August so far, pre-market pullback. Dollar is very strong. Wow, you only have utilities up 2 basis points. Everything else is down. Basic materials, energy, and consumer cyclical. Energy, I'm surprised with that. I mean, it's down 56 basis points, but we have a pause in oil. Pause in oil. So, again, Fed Watch, which Andrea talked about earlier. Again, the best way I just do it is Google CME Group Fed Watch tool, and it'll take you right to the page. And you have the current is 79.5 for a pause in September. And looking at the probability curve, first cut still isn't till next May, so nothing's changed there. Fear and greed, we still are in extreme greed. So we talked about some earnings. Pfizer, well, again, as Sterling put in, was a beat on EPS, miss on revenue. Caterpillar was a beat. You also put in Merck, not much. AMD, I'm really paying attention to after the close. I'll glance in on Starbucks. But AMD, remember, has hit that first target on the double and stalled out there. So we could still see, especially on any miss, some more downwards price action on AMD from the probability standpoint, but that's no guarantee. Tomorrow, CVS Health, Kraft Heinz, but not much before the open. And then after the close tomorrow, we got PayPal and Shopify and Qualcomm. Then Thursday's the big day for people planning ahead. All right, where do we sit? Hey, Anissa, good morning. Hey, Pep. So we'll take a look at gold. So far, just a pretty standard pullback in the S&P. We had a little potential double that's kept going lower, so that's off the table going into the open. Coming back down to a pretty key support level, this 45.92 to about 45.90 is a very key support zone. So that's what I'm really watching right there. You see here. So far, just a very key pullback. This is a halfway decent support level in there. If we flipped, or I'm still expecting higher prices this week, another push higher, but the market is getting tired. The key closing level, though, I'll be watching on at least a 4-hour basis is 45.79. We start getting the close below that, I'll watch to retest the recent lows and a pullback farther into the daily rotation zone. Remember, even this pullback to retest this 45.50 lows does not do major technical damage. We are getting a little tired in this market, though. It is getting harder and harder to push higher. We're going to have to see what the positioning is for August. To the upside, I'm looking back at the major resistance area. Minor resistance at the open is about 46.08. Major resistance is 46.18 to 46.20. Above there, 46.24.50, and then the most recent highs are the levels I will be watching. NASDAQ, also, you see here the rotation zone on the daily basis, 15.730 is the key support level. If we flip around this real quick, if we flip the harmonics around, the closing on the 4-hour basis is about 15.649, 15.640. What is that? 48.25. So that's what the key on the 4-hour closing. Everything else would just be an ordinary pullback. In my book, again, the first key levels is about 15.735. If I flip back around on any up push, it broke some pretty key support right here. So I'll be seeing in the open if it can retake about 15.825. Then above there, you see the major resistance level, which it has to get a key close back above about 15.885. You can see how much the price has been rejected there since last Thursday. You have multiple rejections. So that's the key level I'm watching. If the NASDAQ can get any rally on, that's what I'm watching for, a significant close above. The Dow, again, the pullback level is about 35,540. Still watching for some upwards price actions over the next few days in this. But if we do break down, again, flip your harmonics. I'm not going to keep going over that right now, and watch for that pullback to that 62.5. Russell, which stopped the double top out, double bottom, kept going. Now a little pause here. That's why you always manage your stops, because not every trade is guaranteed. The Russell, which did break to new highs with potential divergence, key pullback level in the Russell is 1988. Minor level is 1995. On the push higher, if we can take out the highs from overnight, would be 2029 would be the next key level there. VIX still means slightly up, but 15 is still your key level. The DAX eking out a new high, new recent swing high, not a new. Is that a new forever? Yeah, it is a new forever high, I believe. I forgot. Boy, yeah. A new forever high in the DAX, but from yesterday and now just pulling back. Again, this is looking very, very tired. It already tested key support 16,351. If we break below that, I'm looking to about 270. Other than that, on a bounce back up, about 16.5 is resistance. The notes, yeah, this is not enough of a rotation up and down to invalidate this little potential double bottom, this little bigger potential double bottom, but we do have a mini potential double. Okay, we have a mini potential double. It's very, very sloppy. So, but I will keep an eye on it. That's the only bullish thing there. It is against the rotation zone, so it's lower probability. And I'm still expecting lower prices. That's just the only thing that would make me watch for more of a bounce. I'm still expecting at least coming down to this 110.17 area. The 10-2s holding against this key resistance, was trying to poke a little above it earlier and back below it. Just going to be watching that for the breakout. Dollar index hit the next harmonic area. Dollar index, we broke out above, as I talked yesterday, Friday's high and low was what I was watching for. We broke out, hit the next harmonic cluster. The next major area I'm watching is 102.30. Pullback now. The key pullback would be the high still from Friday, about 101.62. And then the next major pullback area I'm watching for, should that get broken, is 101.32. Don't really want it dropping back below that level for the short-term bullish case. Crude, so far you saw the energy sector pulling back inside day. Not much of a pullback already after work getting nearly to very overbought conditions. Minor support coming in right about 80.65. Major support coming in close to 80. So not much to talk about there. Gold, what do big gold head and shoulders on daily and weekly? Big gold head and shoulders. Are you talking potential head and shoulders with this on the weekly? Or are you trying to talk with an inverse one? This is sort of a mess right now in gold. I'm still watching for the gap fill and how that fills, and then a possible rollover move to retest this low area. Silver, double is not invalidated. We're still sort of in channeling double right now. So see if this continues to play out. What else do we have? I got to get to keeping an eye on the 10-year yield stalling at the 60 basis points, and the yen moving higher. Closing above the 62.5 level. I've raised it here, so closed above the 62.5 level. Took out the 75. I'm still going 144, 144.1. Those are the areas I'm watching for a retest of the highs from the beginning of July. Euro, we again have this little mini double. Still expecting lower prices, but that would be the only thing that changes it in the short term. We do have a potential mini double, but I am still watching with that close below that 62.5 for a return down to 108.80 level. Pound, no little mini double here. Trying to find a little support base, but expecting, again, we might get a bounce off the 50 area, but we're expecting then another roll lower unless we get more of a stronger bottoming pattern. Bitcoin breaking down from the most recent support, but the major level to watch for is 27,400. Spiders in the Qs. Gap down 456.13. So still above yesterday's low. So that's what I'll be focused on from the spider standpoint, though 456.05. We pull back beyond there. I am still going to be using this prior 50% harmonic about 455.50. And then we can roll. I don't even need to flip this around yet, because it's just going to be the 37.5 would be the 62.5. So on a closing basis, it would be 450, 451. We get a closing basis on the daily basis. Below that, I watch for a retest of the low area from the key close on the 27th of July and the key low from the 28th of July. Other than that, on any up move, first I would focus on yesterday's opening price. It's right near that harmonic of 457.50 area. And then I would look for the gap fill to the closing price of 457.79 and then 458.45. The Qs with the gap down 382.25. Looking at yesterday's low being 382.34, so slightly below yesterday's low, so that will be minor resistance. Then looking at for the gap to 383.68. Key support coming in here. Let's see. This one I will flip around really quick, which I didn't need to do it on the spiders. This one, key closing base is 378.29, 380.93, and then 379.65. To the upside after that gap fill, it would be back to 384.60 area and then 386.25. All right. Good morning, Jacob. Hey, Martin. Shop. Hey, Christoph. First on Disney. Quick question on Disney. From the longer term, it's trying to build a significant base down here. This is really trying to build a base. This is from the COVID lows, retested December last year, and that's my thing, is trying to build a base. I wouldn't have a problem fishing for stuff down here or putting in some longer term options. A little short term, it triggered a little very, very sloppy double bottom. But that's just something in the short term. It's got to really start really getting a move on. First level is about this 90.30, which takes it above the 50 again. We get above there, I'd be focusing on 91.80's minor level. Then it's about 94.35, then 96. If we do get a close above the 50 and Disney can build, I'd be watching for, again, the key highs about this 94.50 first off. But it looks like it's trying to build a longer term base. Shop, which the double never triggered. What do you got? You got the gap down, earnings tomorrow. Nothing. I mean, the key support's still 54 area. On the longer term basis, you don't want to see a weekly close below about 58.50. On any, if it does bounce and beat, my target would be 79, just above 79, which is a major resistance area. Okay, it virtually came down to the 87.5 and bounced off of it for there. So if you flip around the harmonics from the short term, and you look here, that's that 200 area right there. That would, on any move up, that would be a very key target for me. And you can use, if you're looking for a minor support level on a daily basis, you can see how that harmonic lines up with the prior resistance becoming support at about 62. Back to Tesla. Tesla, slight gap down, but again, the breakdown level, the minor breakdown level is still 255, and then I'd be looking for that retest of the 50. The breakout level is still coming upward about 272. Other than that, it's caught in a range. NVIDIA, not doing much, slight gap down today. The major support still 441. And then we got Amazon still pushing up to, would be, because of this dip in the key things, I will utilize the targets on the doubles if we actually push higher than the 75. But you need a key close roughly below the 50 before I'd be looking for any short setups. So this is not in potential double territory, and it's a much lower probability one because of the way this base was formed, I can tell you from the research. And Apple is just is a mess, but it's 191 for starting the key breakdown, and then 186.68. Yeah, we got Tesla. Where else? I think that's about it. Did I miss anything? Not really. All right. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Keep an eye, even if you don't trade it, keep an eye on the dollar index. Because that can start with this dollar getting stronger and stronger, especially if we get that close over the next few days above this 102.30 area. Then the dollar could continue to march higher, which could be some headwinds going into August for the equity markets. With that, I shall talk to everyone later. Bye for now.